So hopefully I've given you a pretty good idea why phase 3 is so important. So anything that you name phase 3, like this could have been named phase 3 flower essences, something else. You can name it any convention you want. This convention won't stand because we're going to make it much easier for you to do all this through a singular interface. Just wanted you to understand how we view the third phase. It's really to mess around with a particular word with various combinations of accepted theme defining terms so that you can look at the different blueprint results that you get. You don't have to run a blueprint for each one. In fact, I just wanted to show you, I wanted to give you a dramatic demonstration, but what Sue will do, like flower essences, with this one really skewed, like why you would want to have car insurance with flower essences is very rare. But the thing is that there are some very diverse, unique, eccentric business models. I just wanted to show you how we've set up the software to skew those accordingly. And you'll get very good at doing that once you try it a few times. What Sue will do, she won't go all the way to the blueprint because she knows what's coming up when you do this kind of skewing. She'll check it here first. And again, we didn't have to go to the trouble of spending money on a blueprint to determine this. You can pretty much tell by what you get back on the BOMA screen how much you've skewed your search engine improvement synonyms. I mean, with your theme definers. You got to be real careful with theme defining. When you defined 1-800-Flowers, buy flowers, flower, cow insurance with flower essences, it's obviously going to be skewed that way. But phase 3, let's go to view all clusters, is supposed to be a place where you do that. Now, in a phase 3, because in a single theme, you can't have flower essences twice. This is not something that Sue and Kelly and I really anticipated in designing 3. So we had a choice: allow you to put the same theme under a theme cluster more than once in order to start testing variations for theme defining synonyms, or to just change the software completely to allow you to do that in a different way so that you can do that. So we're actually discussing this right now. It's not a big deal to allow the theme twice so that you can have variations, but we need to have a more of a wizard-like partitioned area for phase 3 to try it, so you can try some different combinations. Now, generally speaking, you'll feel pretty good about whatever combination you came up with. Like, I'm pretty clear of what my defined themes are. Like, for example, let's go over to Edward Bach in phase 2, and I'm pretty happy with Edward Bach. You can just go ahead, the keywords that we chose, let's just go ahead and pull these. You can click the export function. I don't know if you can see it right here, but there's an export function, export as CSV, or you can just take them in the CSV into like a notepad like that if you wish. And this will be much easier with the upcoming mods. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a phase 3 for Edward Bach. And I'm being overly simple here, guys. I'm going to go much faster than this most of the time. It's also 4 in the morning here, so we'll go ahead and do a view all clusters. I'm trying to help you guys conceptually think about this. This is why I've been creating the phase 1, 2, 3 for you guys. Just because once you understand it, you can skip a lot of steps. Okay, go ahead and click submit. And we're going to do Edward Bach on this one. And we have most of our work done for us because we've already pretty much defined our topical layer or theme. Okay, and here's where you can, it did not bring up any of the ones that we came up with in our VOMA research and breakaways. So we need to add those ourselves. I am going to go ahead and use these as synonyms to create a synonym cluster. And the reason I'm doing this here, instead of having each one be their own silo, is because in the mini white paper generator, which I didn't cover super well, these are just not very competitive, guys. You don't want to try to rank for something that's only got, you don't need a whole silo for something that's 100,000 pages unless your client sells tons and tons of money on it. And we'll get into other situations much different than this one where that might be the case. Another situation would be if for some reason Dr. Edward Bach, a long tail, had like 200 million inbound links to even though it had 50,000 competing pages, sometimes that happens in weird products, okay? That would be another consideration for silo nomination, but normally it's just an article and you can cover them all on one silo landing page. That makes them worthy of a synomic cluster. Click continue, drill in. Guys, it's worth considering that Dr. Edward Bach and Dr. Bach will be included in your silo meta tags as your synomic set if you choose them for theme defining. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm still being careful because this is so fewer competing pages, but it's in the ballpark. Go ahead and define those, and when we come back, we'll complete this.